Yeah, I'm passing. I'm so
Yeah, you're
excited
passing, so
because I
you're
have to
really
have an A
close.
in it. I've just determined.
I don't do any, yeah, I don't.
Good, good. Well, we've got a little way to go. You can still bring it out. How are you doing?
I'm looking at 85.
Yeah, 85. Well, what is the passing grade for it?
I think it's the second.
Okay, well, then you
Possibly.
don't have to worry.
You don't
I know
share
one of
your
my
work.
classes, you have to have an
I mean,
85
you're making these
to
on all the
pass,
tests.
so I'm very anal about it right now, making sure
I
I'm
think
getting
you should
ready
talk to
for
your
my
classmates
program.
about,
How are you doing? What did she say?
studying and stuff.
That's good, good.
And also take this form
Well, I
and
think
fill
she's
it
gonna
out.
start talking
and,
about, where
find
we
out what learning
finished our
style you
class
are.
with last time is how we
All right.
learn. So have
All
y'all
right,
gone
and
over
once you
that
figure that out,
yourselves?
talk to your classmates and
Yeah.
have them help you.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
Not good.
What's going on?
I'm making a D, and the teacher telling me that if I don't get B or above in the next project that we're gonna do, I might be failing.
Are you studying?
I tried studying, but it's hard.
well, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but one of the things I noticed is you are coming in late to class. And I think if you miss stuff, or, you don't have anyone to get good notes from, that could be part of it. But I think part of what we've been learning is the different ways we learn. So maybe we could just talk about that a little bit.
All right.
I think that would help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really can't focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, one of the things I noticed since it's in anatomy is you having trouble how you're detecting the parts of it. Like say this is the brain here, but you having problem detecting them, or you gotta someone teach you hands on or.
It's different sometimes. Sometimes I like to hear it, sometimes I want to see it.
Okay.
But I haven't just focused on one thing yet.
Okay. Well, she's really good at the hearing part of showing.
I think she was with one that was talking about she sings.
She sings that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
maybe
she's like
that would be more auditory, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like the way how I remember things, like if I was given some words, I try to put it into a song and make a beat to it, keep up with the words and remember which order it was in and how it was.
So you hearing that you want somebody to tell you or listen to a tape or something?
Well, if I know somebody that can sing, I get them to sing it in the song to where you can really just memorize like a regular song.
And it helps you?
And you said you like studying to music, so
Yeah, I
maybe you could actually make a song like she was saying
Okay.
out of what you need to learn. But I think that's the first time I've heard that, so I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah. What about you, sweetie?
I'm a visual learner. Like if I was to see it, I can picture it in my head how everything goes. Like when I read, I remember stuff very easily. So.
Oh, but when I see stuff and I go play basketball because I like working out, I go to the gym and I forget.
Well, so that's one of the ways I learn. Maybe it'd be easier for you to do kinesthetic.
Yeah, kinesthetic. For me, because you're talking about how you like to go to the gym and play ball, and this one thing that Brian and I were talking about, because I go to the gym, he goes to the gym. He takes things with him to the gym. But for myself, the way I learn is I've got to be moving. And mine is kinesthetic. I'm not even saying it right. Kinesthetic is the way I learn. And I've got to be up and moving and touching and doing. And so when we did a little bit of a discussion, and Brian can explain it himself better, I realize now that for me, I've got to be moving and action. And one of the things I did for my son was the flashcard thing, where I put it different places, where you get down, you're up, you're doing whatever. So I'm going to try to actually combine that with squats and different things that I know within the gym that I'm doing. And I'm going to see how that works for me.
Okay.
So mine is based on using the small and large muscle movement. And so I'm tactile, where I want to touch it, but I think more the movement for me, because I can't sit still, and that's just how I am.
And that's just you're probably kinesthetic / tactile, because like you're saying, when you listen and in your hearing, you probably get off task quicker.
Yeah.
So if you're moving at the same time and listening, it keeps you more alert.
Yeah.
So you can use that as your study habits when you're not in the classroom.
Okay.
And some of the things that I use from a kinesthetic is like touching. Like this is the brain here. You have the brain is almost like if you could say like an egg shape, but it's kind of like half of an egg shape. when you look at it, it's sectioned into almost 4 parts. You have the frontal part, you have the center part, which is the cerebrum, and then you have the occipital part. And then the lower part, you have like just the cerebellum. So if you look at it, and if you hold, and when you're studying, you name it out loud, this is the frontal part. Frontal meaning like the front.
So this is the frontal.
Yeah, the frontal.
Touching
It's
it,
in the
yeah.
front.
Yeah, the
Oh,
front.
that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
And then in the back, you look at it like it's a complete whole.
Uh-huh.
So when you touch the back, like when you get it, it's time for
And
your
touch
test.
it,
For
yeah.
your lab test, you can touch it and say, okay, it's the whole thing in the back. It's the posterior side.
Okay.
So when you touch, you know, like, okay, it's full, so it's the post part. And in the front, it's like not completely, filled. That would be the frontal part of it.
Okay.
Understand? You can try it yourself if that can make
Okay.
you understand.
Touching the back,
Which would be the post.
the posterior
It's complete.
is complete.
Mhm.
Got to remember
And just
that.
like the cranium, you can put your whole hand and cuff it on the posterior side. But you can't do it on this side because it's not completely, on the frontal side, it's not completely, it's the whole skull.
Okay.
So that can be some ways that you can incorporate into your learning.
And even his touching it, if you put it to maybe even song. I mean, those are the things that you can always try and see, because I think it's gonna be a trial and error sort of type of situation, I think even for myself. But, I think, weren't you saying, that there were tests in that we were gonna be given and that would be more extensive on how we could learn about our own?
Yes, I gave Adam the test right there, and he's gonna find out what's best for him.
Okay. Well, I'll go home and try listening to it or repeating it in the song and see if that works for me, because I know it works for you. And, I mean, I really enjoy touching it, so maybe I'll be February in your part as well. You learn kinesthetic
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tactile also.
yeah.
So I'll try that also, and,
I was just thinking you could even get like, Play-Doh or whatever that is that hardens,
try
and
to
actually
create
make it
one.
and put it and touch it, and while you're making it, call it out as what it is. And then that way you actually have something to hold to go back to. But as far as the kinesthetic, it's like, we like making things, doing things with our hands. So that way you have the movement, you have the hands-on, and if you can sing a little song to it at the same time, all the better for it.
Oh, I think
So-
you can remember them by the colors.
The colors is another thing. That's
Well, that-
wonderful,
then
visual.
Visual comes in,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll
so
try that.
Okay.
this
Well,
is
thank
even
y'all
giving
for
me
trying to help me.
ideas. So I think this is great. Brian, weren't you saying something about writing it on a board too?
Also with the visual, you can also like write the letters bigger.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see something like on a
Small,
sheet of
it's
paper,
all bunched
it's
up.
small, and so you can't memorize. But like this,
Like
if
what's
I ask you a
about
question,
strength class.
what is this? What is this book?
Yeah, it
The
stands
title
out
of
as
this book,
strength
strength. You remember it's a strength because it's
Yeah.
written bigger.
Yeah.
So if I go on the board and write the brain, the
Yeah.
frontal part, you remember how to spell it better if I write it bigger.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So that would be a good way by writing things bigger and putting in certain places of your house. Post it and you can memorize that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
And don't forget, y'all, studying as a group or individual or whatever can really help them too. So if y'all can all just get together one day and help Adam with his studying, that would be great.
Yeah, because I think even having this discussion has helped me.
Yeah.
So as a group, I think they say strength in numbers. So you've got my number, Adam, if you ever want to call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Well,
I'll go home and try and see which one works for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to improve my grade.
All right.
Have a good one.